Good morning. Today we are going to be working on reviewing for section 4.1 and 4.2. We are going to work together on problems numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you guys will be working by yourselves on problems 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we'll do the same thing with the second page. And then you guys get to finish the rest by yourselves. But let's start with problem number 1. On problem number 1, we have a word problem. And I know that many of you guys, once you see a word problem, you kind of start to panic. Or you just get overwhelmed. One of the things that you have to make sure is that you read it once, you read it twice and highlight, and then read the question. While working as a waiter, you earn $7 per hour, as well as $20 in tips. Write an equation to model the total amount you earn A in terms of the number of hours H worked. So let's see. So you want to highlight the key information, working as a waiter, $7 per hour, and $21 in tips. On this type of equations, the ones we are working today, we want to think about which is the one that repeats over and over again. The 7 per hour or $21 in tip. Will be 7 per hour. So it'll be 7H plus your tips. And that's going to be equal to the money that you make, and they want you to use A for the amount. If you use Y, it's fine, but in this case, most of the time they ask you to use a specific verb or a specific letter. Solve the equation to find the total amount earned after working 9 hours. So I need to decide, is the 9 going to go in for the A for the amount or to the H for the hours? It's going to go into the, correct, H for the hours. So that'll be the amount is equal to 7H plus 21. But instead of the H, I'm going to plug in a 9. A equal to 63 plus 21. A is equal to 84. So therefore, total amount earned is $84 after 9 hours. Now, let's work on problem number 2 and problem number 3. Now, problem number 2 and 3 are very similar, and if you notice, your answers are also, the format's going to be very similar as well. We have two types of equations. We have y is equal to mx plus b, and we have the point slope form, y box equal to mx minus x1. Every time they give you, let's say, write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form with a y-intercept of -4. If they give you the y-intercept, you have to use the one with the b because your y-intercept is the b. And a slope of 2, that'll be your m. So therefore, every time they give you the y-intercept, you're going to use the one with the b. You're going to use the slope-intercept form, y equal to mx plus b. You just have to be careful when you plug in the information. M is your slope, which is 2, y equal to, and b is -4. And notice your slope is 2, so I know A is not an answer because that's -2. C is not an answer, and D is not an answer. And actually, this should be a 4, and it's a 4 on your paper. So therefore, your answer is letter B. Whenever on problem number 3, it says write the equation of a line that passes through a point. They give you a point where this is your x and that is your y. And they also tell you that the slope is 4. Whenever they give a point, we have to use the point slope form. It will be the y minus y1 m x minus x1. And I'm plugging the information. I'm plugging my y value, my x value, and my slope. So therefore, it'll be y minus y1, which is negative 3. My slope is 4. And then we have x minus negative 5. And from there, I notice that my double negative becomes a positive. Double negative here again becomes a positive. Notice that your answer is not there because we need to be able to rewrite it in slope-intercept form. Distribute the 4 to them both. Y plus 3 equal to 4x plus 20. Move the 3 to the right, becomes a negative 3. So therefore we have y equal to 4x plus 17. So therefore your answer is B. So just be careful. If they give you the y-intercept, use the one with the B, because your y-intercept is your B, and much easier and faster to write the equation. If they give you the one with the point, you use the point slope form, the one where you have to plug in the point, your x and your y. Problem number 4. Write the equation of the line that passes through the points. Once again, they give you a point once again, where this is your first point, so this is your x and this is your y. So we're going to have to use your point slope form. Y minus y1, you have to memorize your equation. X minus x1. I'm going to plug in the y value, the x value, and my slope. And I prefer to plug in the y and x value from the first point. I do have a problem that I don't have a slope, so therefore I need to find the slope first. If you notice, according to your answers, your slope either negative 2 or positive 2. But let's go and circle the y values, because that's going to help us do it accurately. Minus in between. You're going to subtract your y's, so it'll be negative 3 minus 1. Your x's, negative 2 minus negative 4. I see a double negative becomes a positive. Therefore, I have a negative 4 over 2. So therefore, my slope, negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. So I know it's not D and it's not B. So it's either A or C. But let's plug in the information. Y minus negative 3. My slope, we find it to be negative 2. We have x minus negative 2. Double negative becomes a positive. Double negative becomes a positive. So I have y plus 3, negative 2, x, negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. And one last step, to leave the y by itself, to change it to slope-intercept form, move that 3 to the right, we can say negative 3. Y equal to negative 2x minus 7. So notice that this is what we call a point slope form. If you are left it like this, that will be point slope form. And once we solve for y, it's called the slope-intercept form, because this is your slope and this is your y-intercept. So therefore, you guys have about a few minutes to work on 5, 6, 7, and 8 by yourselves. Notice that they're the same process at this point. So just look over to the left if you need some help. And then we'll continue to the next page. So go and pause it. Once everybody's finished, we can continue to the next page. Excellent. At this point, you finish 5, 6, and 7. Now let's go over to the backside. Number 9. Number 9, I need to rewrite this equation in slope-intercept form, where we can identify the slope and the y-intercept. That form is y equal to mx plus b. So I need to rewrite this equation into this. So I need to solve for y. In order to solve for y, I'm going to need to leave the y by itself, so I need to get rid of the 6 and the negative 3x. I'm going to move my negative 3x to the right. It's a negative, becomes a positive. And notice that to do so, I don't write down right now, because I know it has to go before the 15. I do on the next line. Then I divide by 6, divide by 6, divide by 6. y equal to reduce my fraction, so it gives me 1/2 x. And I'm going to reduce my fraction. I'm going to divide by 3, so it gives me 5 and 2. And notice that on your paper, mine is incorrect. On your paper, your answer will be letter B. Let me just fix that right now. So plus 5/2. Let's continue to problem number 10. Which of these points is on the graph? Now, this question was very similar, was on your tests. I want to find out which of those points are on the line. And to find, I can do it 2 ways. I can graph it, but notice that they did not give me a graph. So I'm going to have to plug it in. I'm going to plug in my x, and if I get a 3 back, then that point is on the line. And then I'm going to try the 5. If I get a 7 back, that point is on the line, and so on. So let's try letter A. Y equal to 3. Instead of the x, I'm going to plug in the value of x, which is 3 minus 8. So y is equal to 9 minus 8. So therefore y is equal to 1, not 3. Let me try letter B. Y equal to 3 times x minus 8. Instead of the x, I'm going to plug in a 5. Y equal to 15 minus 8. Y is equal to 7. So therefore, B is on the line. And we can continue to check the other answers, but we find one that works, and that will be it. For problem number 11, it's going to be very similar, where they want you to find the equation that will generate this table. That means that if you plug in a -2 on the equation, it gives you -2. If you plug in a -1, it gives you a 0. If you plug in a 2, it gives you a 6. So you just need to decide which number you want to plug in. I actually try to select one that's easy. So I'm going to start with the 2. Or you can plug in a -1 or a -2. It doesn't matter. But I'm just going to start with the easy number. I'm plugging a 2. They're all about the same. So for letter A, I'm going to plug in a 2 instead of the x. -2 x minus 6. If I plug in a 2, it should give me a 6 as my answer. And this should be a 2, right? -2 instead of the x, plug in a 2 minus 2. If this is correct, your answer should be a 6. Y equal to -4 minus 2. Y equal to -6. So therefore, A is not the answer. Let me plug in again the 2 and see if it gives me 6 to the second equation. Y equal to +2 times 2 minus 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Minus 2 is 2. I need it for it to be a 6, so that's not it. Let me try the next one. Letter C. Y equal to 2x plus 2. I'm going to plug in a 2 and see if it gives me a 6. Y equal to 4 plus 2. Y equal to 6. So it seems like C is correct. If you plug in a -1, does it give you 0? 2 times -1 is -2 plus 2 is 0. Correct. And if you plug in a -2, it should give you -2. -2 times 2 is -4 plus 2 is -2. So therefore, C is your answer. And the last one that we are working together today is problem number 12. 12 is an easier problem because they get to you graph. So you want to make sure that you use your highlighter and your red pen. I'm going to highlight my y-intercept. That's where it crosses the y-axis on the graph. My y-intercept is 1, so I know A is not an answer. My y-intercept is 1, so that's fine. My slope is -2/1. So I'm going to go down 2 to the right 1. So therefore, that's correct. Notice that in here, 1, 1, 2 to the right 1 is not. 1, 2 to the right 1 is not. Your answer is B. So work on 11, 14, and 15, and 16 by yourselves, and then the rest of the packet will be your homework. And then I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, and good luck.